category, the panel judged works which deliver and develop commercial value by using BL digitized content in new creative ways. There were fewer entries in this category compared to other categories, and in fact some of the entries were entered in all three categories, so it was down to the judging panel to decide which entries fitted best this category. Of the 6 received entries, I'd like to highlight one in particular, and this is the Curating Digital Collections to Go Mobile platform, and with a suite of publishing tools by a team called Bibliolabs. And the team back in 2011 launched the British Library's 19th Century Collection app for iPad, which has been extremely popular and used by over 250,000 people. So the Biblio board allows subject area experts to create visually stunning multimedia exhibits for the web and mobile devices without much technical expertise. It features prominently British Library content, and GLAM institutions, including the British Library, are using it already to develop and distribute revenue-generating products. So this was a strong favorite of the judging panel. And now on to the runner-up for the award. This is the 19th Century British Classics collection on Library Wall by Artefacto. And Artefacto is 2 people, Sarah Wingate Gray, who is in the audience. And there she is, yes. So congratulations. I've got some small presents for you and Kate. You may have seen the poster, so Library Wall, and the British Library version of Library Wall is out there in the foyer. It's a digital bookshelf in a physical format which allows people to download, reuse content which is open access content, and in this case it's using digitized text from the British Library 19th Century book collection, and you can scan the QR code on the spines of the books and read them and share them and enjoy them. So it's a really wonderful idea and project, and it could be used in many different contexts and settings. So congratulations. And now I have the pleasure to reveal that the winner of the Entrepreneurial Labs Award is Dina Malkova. So congratulations. This is for the Redesigning Alice project. You've heard quite a lot about the Alice theme today because of the 150th anniversary of the Alice manuscript at the library. So Dina created beautiful bow ties, which were inspired by illustrations in the Alice's Adventures Underground manuscript. Some her products and other products created by entrants of a competition earlier this year to mark the exhibition are on sale in the British Library pop-up shop, which you may have seen. It's in the main entrance to the library on the opposite side of the permanent bookshop. And please visit it and buy your Christmas presents there. So I'd like to now invite Dina to join me on stage to receive her award and tell us more about her project. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, it's a great honor to be here and receive this award today. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest, because I'm coming from a completely different background. You guys seem to be very, very clever and intelligent to me, so my presentation is going to be very down to earth. So, I'm Dina. I am a designer. I live in Lewes and work in Lewes. It's a small town in East Sussex. What I do, I create collections of jackets, dresses, bags, and accessories for women and men. And I was born in the Soviet Union. I grew up in Uzbekistan and lived for quite a good, a big part of my life in Uzbekistan. And about 10 years ago, I moved to the UK, settled down, got married. And 3 years ago, I have opened my business in Lewes. So I would probably show you a few images of what I do. So I love working with vintage fabrics, and I think I like collecting them and using them again and again and kind of bring them a new life. And I really like that. I really like the fact that the old fabrics or materials can be reused again and again, and I can see how I can bring the new life to these materials and fabrics. As is, for example, a jacket which I have created recently. It's made from the vintage silk velvet and fully embroidered in silk. I also designed fabric, modern fabric, with the help of the artisans in Uzbekistan. Because when I lived and worked in Uzbekistan, I set up a business called Human Wear, where we were working with the local designers. And it was pretty much similar business model to Etsy, but we did it offline. So we were providing the platform or the shop premises for the local designers to sell their collections. So we have managed to create this interesting creative buzz where we put together the buyers and sellers, so they were interacting directly. We also did few projects with to revive the textiles, the traditional way of making textiles in Central Asia. And of course, we got the support of the British Council, Swiss Fund, and UNESCO with that. So when I moved to the UK, I still got these links with the artists and artisans in Uzbekistan. So every time when I need to create a new fabric, for example, I have drawn these patterns of the embroideries and send it over to them with the breakdown of the colors, and they produce these fabrics for me. This is some samples of the embroidered jackets I make, because embroidered jackets is my speciality. And I have, this have caught an eye of the V&A gift shop buyers recently, so I have supplied quite a substantial amount of embroidered jackets and bags to the V&A shop recently, which was fantastic. I also do some custom orders. I do wedding dresses and some evening dresses and etc. So you all thinking, she's wonderful, she's doing fantastic things, everything is gorgeous, beautiful, great. So why is she here? Well, I'm here because of this. As I mentioned, Etsy, I am also, 2 years ago, I have also created, set up a little line of men's accessories, bow ties, cufflinks, and pocket squares. And back in April 2015, this year, yes, I got the email from Etsy saying that they went into partnership with the British Library, and they have opened that competition and called for the designers to come up with the new ideas for the gift products for their shop at the British Library to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Alice in Wonderland. So I thought, it's really what I want to do, because I love Alice. I go back to Alice again and again throughout my life and always find something new in it. I remember the last adaptation we saw at the cinema was the one with Johnny Depp. Remember and we watched it with 3D glasses on. And I remember when the film was finished, I took off my glasses. It was like, whoa, I am a bit disappointed to be back to reality, actually, because I really enjoyed being in Alice's world. So when this came up, I thought, fantastic. I'll do something about it. And of course, I wanted to do something with the men's accessories. I don't know why, but it just sounded right. The men's accessories line is called Louis Bow Ties and Accessories. And it's been quite a successful little brand. I've got lots of customers. This is how my shop looks on Etsy. So the approach is the same. I use lots of vintage fabrics. So my bow ties are made in the limited numbers. These are my happy customers. They share their great memories and moments with me, which is fantastic. So when I was thinking about the ideas, how to get into that competition, what would be the entry, I thought I need to come up with the idea of my interpretation of Alice in Wonderland. So I started thinking, I was drawing, I was coming up with some silly ideas which didn't work really. And then it was the I forgot to mention that in that email which I received from Etsy, there was a link to the British Library website, and it was a link to the original manuscript. I was shocked when I saw it, to be honest, because I had that instant emotional connection with the whole thing, because I am all about handmade hands and things which I make. I'm far away from the digital content and computers. What I do is I just make things. And when I saw that, I thought, my God, this is it. This is when I saw this handwritten text, when I saw these hand-drawn illustrations. I didn't know that there were these illustrations were made by Lewis Carroll himself. I saw it John Tinnell. I still have some arguments with some of my customers actually about that. They still can't believe that these illustrations have been made by Lewis Carroll. And they're so weird, and they're so unique, and they're so fantastic. So I thought, no, that's it. It's not about me. It's not about my interpretation of Alice in Wonderland. It's about Lewis Carroll. I need to come up with something which will connect Lewis Carroll, original story, original text and illustrations with the modern audience 150 years later. So I came up with this. This is the title page of the original manuscript. Look at this beautiful floral pattern, which been drawn by Lewis Carroll himself. It's amazing. It's amazing how straight away, it was a light bulb moment. When I saw this, I was like, that's it. I'm going to use the fragment of that title page and create a new fabric. This is what I did. I have printed a new fabric with Lewis Carroll drawing on it, and I created some men's accessories out of that. And this is what went into the competition. This was my entry photograph. A few weeks later, the British Library and Etsy sent me another email. I am among, I think there was 5 winners of the competition, and I'm one of them. And it was such a brilliant news. I was so proud of myself. So that was it. This is my presentation. That's not too long, I hope. So yes, this is the story of a bow tie, basically, which traveled 150 years, in time. So I would like to thank British Library Labs for actually doing their job properly, because I am so far away from this. Now I'm going to use this digital content all the time. It's a fantastic source of inspiration. Thank you very much for the award as well. And I'd like to thank the sales marketing team of the British Library to place an order, because this is what is in the shop now in the foyer. So next time you're in the foyer, please pop in and buy some of it. And I would also like to thank Mr. Lewis Carroll for making our life much more beautiful even 150 years later. Thank you.